Do you know how it works in like the terms of, publishers using like working behind the scenes to get stuff like promoted on BookTok?
Yeah, so they usually have a PR and a marketing team,
Yeah.
and the PR and the marketing team will most of the time create like an ARC kind of master document or a newsletter. And every so often they'll put that out to the public, and you can submit an application to become one of the influencers that receives this newsletter.
Yeah.
So for example, I'm on the Bloomsbury one, and every single, I think it's like once a year, they say like applications are open. You put in all your details, which is like your following, your engagement, where you live, things like that. And then if you're accepted, you get a newsletter or an email every so often saying, would you be interested in these arcs? And they'll list like all the upcoming releases they've got, and you can apply for which ones you're interested in. And then it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get them, but a lot of the time, obviously, they'll try and make sure it's fair who does get them.
Yeah.
And then they'll just send them to you. And in return for that, they'll probably expect a video or a photo. In terms of ads, that's a little bit more specific, and you'll generally be reached out to either through an external PR company, an agency who's working on behalf of the publisher, or the publisher's marketing manager. And they'll just give you like a contract and an offer of what they're willing to pay you and what type of content they want. And you would submit your first draft of that to them. They'll either approve it or ask for changes. And then, yeah, that's basically it. It's quite a simple process.
Yeah.
um there's probably obviously bigger content creators who have like hundreds of thousands of followers who do more extensive work, but for someone with my kind of a following, that's like the basic process.
Yeah. So so my question is kind of have you done a lot of arcs and kind of have you done any kind of ads for books?
Yeah, so I do probably like an ad, like a paid ad, probably like every month or every other month.
Yeah.
And then arcs I usually get about, well, it depends, because I tend to like get overwhelmed with arcs, so I don't accept or request too many, because otherwise my flat is just full of books that I can't read. Um, but if I accepted every arc, I would probably have like five a month.
Yeah.
And I've consistently done arcs since I started in 2021. So I've read for, I mean, I had Blood Over Brighthaven was an arc from M.L. Wang. I've had arcs from Becca Mack, L. Kennedy, like basically just like any author in fantasy or romance that I read, I get their arcs.
Yeah.
Just because I've been there for such a long time now that I've kind of built up those connections with the publishers.
Yeah. No, that's actually great.
Yeah,
Um,
it
that's great.
definitely very lucky.
I'm a little bit jealous about the Becca Mac one, but what can I say?
uh Well, that one I'm super lucky with, because I literally found her when she was still writing on Wattpad, and
Oh,
she hadn't even published Consider Me as an indie book yet. So I first got Consider Me as an arc when it was indie published. And then ever since then, all of her releases, and since they've been re-released traditionally, I've got them all as PR packages. Like I've got a handwritten note for her, like she's so nice. So yeah, definitely very lucky with that one.